Okay, folks, today we will, try to go deep to the rabbit hole of the thinking of our cute brain. There's a book out there, maybe, if you heard about it, Thinking Fast and Slow, how your brain tricks you every day. And there are two systems, in your head. The tug of war you never knew about. Like, imagine you walking down a busy street, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly you hear a loud bang nearby. Like, instantly you hear your heart jumps, like your body tenses, and you're on a high alert before even process would happen. That's the system one example. In other words, when you fast, automatic, instinct-driven brain at work. In other words, system one thinking, it is when our brain responding automatically without taking a time. So now let's say you asked another question, what's 17 multiply 24? You pause, your eyes might move, slightly, and you feel your brain switching gears. That's the system two, your slow, logical, effortful thinking. It's the part of your brain that actually works hard. These two systems, one fast and one slow, constantly, battling for control of your decisions. Most of the time, system one is in charge because it's effortless. But here's the catch. System one is also a terrible liar that makes bad decisions seem smart. In other words, because system one is making gives you immediate solutions, and because it's doesn't require that much effort. That's why most of people using that. But as we all know, usually first reaction, first answer for whatever problem, it is not actually the best one. So the first step from this book, we can say, the first idea must be right. Trap. Why you keep picking the wrong line at the supermarket? Have you ever jumped into a checkout line at the grocery store, thinking, this one looks fastest, only to watch as the person in front of you pulls out the giant book of coupons? Meanwhile, the lane you ignored is moving like a race car. Here's why: your system one brain sees fewer people and assumes faster, which makes sense, but ignores critical, slow thinking details, who is in line, family with the kids, elderly folks who might take time. Is there a chatty cashier? People holding full carts or just fewer items? Holy fucking shit, it's holy data analysis just in a fucking supermarket. Yeah, but the point is try to pay attention to the details. Do not accept, in other words, that emotional system one thinking respond. You gotta think of this in this way. Okay, system Y, I really appreciate your response, but let me think a little bit more. And then once you give your brain a time to think, and in your a brain movie scene there, like, System 2 shows up, and yeah, he's slower, but his decisions much got higher quality. That's why, you should. Of course, it's not about, how can I say, using just like constantly System 2 thinking, because it requires energy, time. You gotta use, in other words, System 2 thinking as much as possible, but for the problems which, don't need that much effort, there's no any problem to use System 1 thinking. Okay, the second tip from this book. So let's make a summary from the first tip. Next time, pause for like 3 extra seconds and scan for System 2 cues. The distractions, is the cashier efficient? Instead of like reacting fast, think strategically. Yeah, like, in other words, if cashier says like an upset ask you, hey, why your bitch didn't come to me? Say them, I'm just thinking strategically. So the second tip from this book is, the effort, which is equal truth, mistake. Like, in other words, why bad decisions feel so right. Like, ever argued with someone and thought like, I feel this so strongly, I must be right. Your brain loves, convincing itself that if something feels right, it's right. But Kahneman, like this the author from that Think Fast, Think Slow, Do Fast, I forget fucking title, okay, whatever. Kahneman explains this is with the cognitive ease illusion. If something is easy to process, your brain trusts it more. That's why, a fake fact, like repeated multiple times, starts to feel true. That's why, they're using this shit in propaganda. And, it doesn't matter that what they say, right or wrong, just because they know that if you, repeat the same bullshit many times, after a while, people start to believe and do not question. Another reason we trust clean, simple fonts over messy, hard-to-read text. We believe confident speakers more than hesitant ones, even if they're wrong. Example, imagine you're hiring someone. One candidate has a polished resume in a clean format, while the other has the same qualifications but a messy, hard-to-read document. Your brain feels like the first one is smarter, but that's just System 1 tricking you. It depends on the context, but the ability to write, design your text in a easy to read way, I don't think so that it's bad. And of course, it should be deeper analysis when, in terms of choosing CV and hiring someone. But yeah, the point is, it's again about that our a brain this short mental our brain mental shortcuts, simple solutions for everything, and that's why whenever we're thinking about simple solutions, we should ask ourselves, is that really a right solution? Maybe it makes sense to to think a little bit more about this problem or subject. So as a summary from this like a tip from this book, we can say before making any decisions, ask yourself, am I choosing this because it's true or just because it's easy to believe? The third tip from this beautiful book, Thinking Fast or Slow. Fucking shit, what was the right name? Thinking Fast and Slow. Yeah, sorry. Okay. The third tip is like what you see is all there is. In other words, illusion. WYSIATI. It's like an acronym which stands for why we buy the wrong stuff. Ever picked a product just because of its online reviews? You see 4.8 stars and think this must be good, but System 1 doesn't stop to ask how many total reviews are there? Are they recent or outdated? Were they like written by real buyers or bots? Why we buy the wrong stuff? Okay, for example, you're choosing between two restaurants. Like restaurant A has like 4.5 stars, but only 8 reviews. Restaurant B has 4.2 stars, but 2,000 reviews. And your System 1 brain sees 4.5 more than 4.2 and wants to pick up A, but System 2 knows the bigger data set means Restaurant B is probably more reliable, which is actually makes sense. And based on this comparison, we can say that because the Restaurant B got more reviews, they already working for a long time. And in other words, even though this like Restaurant B has lower stars, you can just how can I say, the more people you serve, the more chances to get fucked up feedback. In other words, you can't be perfect for everyone. There always gonna be some piece of shit motherfuckers who gonna rate gives you a lower rate. And yeah, if I would be at this place, I will definitely choose Restaurant B just because it's like it's already got many feedbacks, and Restaurant A, it's more likely it's like a new one, and more likely that this 8 reviews, who the fuck knows, made by bots. But at the end of the day, it's just like give you how can I say, give you a hint about what is the right choice, even though you're using System 2 thinking, because at the end of the day, like real, let's say, your assessment, like your final assessment gonna be based on your real life experiment. In other words, the ideal, let's say, action should be go to the Restaurant A and to the Restaurant B, because you can see in reality what's the fucking difference. Okay, the next tip from this book, Thinking Fast and Slow, by Daniel Kahneman. It is about sunk cost trap, like why we stay in bad relationship and jobs too long, for example. Kahneman explains that once we invested in something like time, money, effort, we irrationally want to keep going even when like quitting is a smarter move. uh, for example, like you spend 5 years in a job that makes you miserable, but quitting feels impossible because you already put so much in. That's your system one, holding your hostage with emotions instead of facts. Uh, think of it like, watching a terrible movie. 40 minutes in, you think, I already wasted time, might as well finish it. No, you're just doubling the loss. Yeah, especially when it comes to movies, if I don't like it, I just fucking switch to another one. And so, what's the point? Instead of asking what have I already spent, ask, would I choose this again today? If not, walk away. So, in other words, if we will even make it simpler, think about this way, about this the sunk cost fallacy. When people like spending their time for whatever, like relationships or like a job or business, that we're losing kind of objectivity the more time we spending or something on something. And what's gonna be objective solution in order to, like, decide to keep going or to switch to another relationship or business. You gotta be like cold-blooded. You gotta make cold-blooded analysis, assess what you have done since you like started something. Is there any progress? What kind of mistakes you did? The most important question is, it makes sense to continue this shit, like objectively, logically, does that make sense or not? Not because of like fucking emotions, like I will do that no matter what. It depends, of course, of the context, especially in the business. Like there are businesses which not giving any profit like a 5 years, let's say, and after like a boom, and they are crashing the market, and business earning millions of dollars. But it's another situation if you can afford it, this kind of waiting moment. But if you're in a situation when you have to make like a profit immediately, and you cannot afford that, it doesn't make sense. So in other words, do not fall into this. Do not lose your objectivity just because you spend so much time, resources, for something. Okay, the fifth tip from this book, Thinking Fast and Slow, the halo effect. Trick why we fall for charismatic people who are actually wrong. Ever notice it, how like attractive, well-dressed or confident people automatically seem smarter and more competent? That's the halo effect, when like a one good trait overshadows everything else. Like for example, a smooth talking CEO with a fancy suit and a deep voice seems like a genius. But if you dig deeper, you realize they're just good at sounding smart and not actually making great decisions. So here, idea is that before trusting someone, ask, am I judging their ideas or just their style? So again, this halo effect, which is very common and people even don't realize that we trap into this shit. When we see like something good, like objectively good thing in like someone's like personality, and we generalizing that good stuff to other that to other skills of that person. Like for example, if someone really good at programming, it doesn't saying that uh, they're gonna be smart at other areas as well. So in other words, do not let that kind of generalization, or in terms of like scammers, it's even, how can I say, they know psychology, they know the power of like looking good and speaking well, because for the most people it's already the sign of intelligence, and that's why because they know it, they're using it in order to get people's trust. And in other words, even though that you see like someone looks good, speaking well, you still should keep using your system too. In other words, assess that person's real actions, not like what this person's saying to you, but like a real actions. So the final thought from this book, Kahneman doesn't say we should get rid of system one, like in other words emotional thinking, immediate thinking, because actually like dangerous situations, system one very helpful. Like whenever we see, for example, let's say snake, just because of our system one fast reaction, we're able to survive faster, because we don't have a time like hey system two, could you it's gonna take time, and after a while we already can find out we in the heaven or hell, depends of the religion context or whatever. So yeah, system one also helpful, but when it comes to just immediate survival shit. So Kahneman warns that the more important like the decision, the more we need to engage system two and challenge our first instincts. Three takeaways to use today. First one, pause before reacting. Like when making decisions, take 3 extra seconds to ask like, am I thinking fast or slow? The second tip we can say, look for like missing information. Like if something feels obvious, ask, what am I not seeing? In other words, what I don't know. Third tip, use would I choose this today to escape bad investments of time, money, or energy? Our brains are not built for perfect logic, but knowing these traps helps you avoid costly mistakes. So next time you feel like you're making a right decision, stop and ask, is this really me thinking or just system one pulling the strings? So hope you to have to make best decisions. Do not fall into your system one thinking, especially when it comes to important decision making. Ask yourself, is it my fast reaction, or I really, did like deep analysis? Okay, I hope you like it, this topic. Write in comments. Are you familiar with this book or not? Subscribe, thumbs up. Yeah, see you next time.